Welcome to Utah in the winters. A majestic state in the United States of America, surrounded with mighty mountains, magical views, and the greatest snow on earth. This video is a complete guide on how you could explore the best of Utah in 5 days with adventure, the best snow experience, and a hell lot of fun.
चुनना चुनना अब मैं जवा हो गई.
Now before we begin, first let me introduce you to my buddy and fellow traveler on this trip, Mr. Akash Malhotra, also known as Wander with Sky. After years of planning, we are here on our first adventure together and you're going to love traveling with us.
Ooh la la, ooh la la.
We started our journey all the way from India on a pretty long flight and landed in Salt Lake City in Utah to drive to our first destination for the night. This was a 4-hour drive. Wow. And woke up in St. George to visit our first spot of the day, the very famous Zion National Park.
Come on, Pedro.
Pedro क्या होता है? What's Pedro?
National parks in Utah have different spots and hikes that you could do. Everything is super organized and easy to find on maps and makes planning super simple. Also, the crowd is much lesser in winters.
So we are currently headed towards the top of the viewpoint. This is the Canyon Overlook Trail, and in Zion National Park, it's quite an easy trail actually, and it's really beautiful.
Yeah, I would rate it a 2 on 10. No, it's a 10 on 10 on ease. But let's see.
10 on 10 on ease, definitely. It's quite simple to like walk around. So this is the viewpoint from up above. Look at that. It's walking towards me.
Accompanied by beautiful views, you also find your friends and family on the way.
Hi दोस्त.
So, अभी हमने किया है बहुत सही ट्रेल, बहुत एक्सेसिबल. इसका नाम है, बताओ लारिसा.
Canyon Overlook Trail.
हाँ, तो अगर आप आ रहे हो यूटा, definitely a must explore.
So the best part about Zion National Park in itself is that it's accessible to anybody. Even people on the wheelchair can access a certain number of points here, and I think that's a very cool thing. Also, it has handrails everywhere.
After experiencing a great view of the rocks, we headed to Zion Outfitters to rent some gear for our next spot at Zion, the Narrows. The gear is required to protect you from the cold water in the Narrows to fully immerse in the experience, quite literally. And it was also quite a struggle to get the gear on.
Oh, this is quite a task. It's quite a task. So as the name suggests, we're going to the Narrows. It's actually a very narrow
Slot Canyon.
yeah, like a canyon, and a slot canyon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're called slot canyons. So it's literally like a slot, and it's very narrow and pretty much straightforward. And it's going to be good. There's going to be a lot of water, and that's why we have some waterproof pants that we just rented from Zion Outfitters, and also some boots. You can definitely rent things from Zion Outfitters, or you can get your own gear. It's around $50 per person. So they give you boots, pants, and a stick. The stick is very important, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So it's like a 3-hour hike, and there are no like spots where the nature can call you. You know what I mean? So there are like restrooms that you can use at the bottom of the hike. So I would suggest you should do that. Just some basics that I'm letting you know.
गोवा से आए मेरे दोस्तों सलाम करो रात भर। क्या पीते हो तुम लोग? पैनी?
मैं नहीं पीती हूँ यार।
नहीं तुम पीती हो, अभी तो लाई हो घर से 2 बॉटलें।
अरे कुछ भी
कल रात को चटका के आउट थी।
What rubbish.
बिल्कुल आउट।
The water is pretty cold, but since I had the gear on, it's perfect. It's nice and like soothing to the feet because the shoes are pretty tight. But it's nice. It's such a beautiful view. It's not like too cold. It's nice and pleasant, although it's like 9 degrees. But I'm fine. Like I'm wearing 3 layers, so I'm good. Always layer up. That's like the best thing you can do in Utah. Layer up, so you can like get rid of like layers in case it gets hot or cold.
Now this was our first day at Zion and it was a bliss. Connecting with nature, especially with a dose of fun, was the part that I loved the most. Defeat. Welcome to day 2. On day 2, we had to do a mix of adventure and the iconic beauties of Utah.
What a beautiful view. This is literally outside my room. Look at that. That's Zion National Park. So this property, this stay is literally right next to the national park, and that is right in front of me. Unfortunately, we leave from here. Right now we check out, so we haven't spent much time at this property. But tonight we go to Kanab, and that's going to be even more better. So we're doing a lot of adventurous things today. We are not just hiking, we're doing some more things. You'll know soon. So guys, today we head to Kanab, but before that we stopped at this really cool place. We're going to visit the slot canyons, and before that we go do some ATV riding. I love ATVs. I've like ridden them everywhere and I can't wait to drive. This one looks so cool. Have our helmets on. This is Hal. You are Hal, right?
Yes.
I'm driving with him today. Feel very safe. I don't want to drive with Akash.
Hey, post में 50,000 likes आ गए. Don't question our safety standards. Okay?
Hey, हम लोग को जीना है ना इसे. If you're scared of doing these things and you're new to it, never be overconfident. Always have like the pros do their thing, and you can definitely always enjoy, but make sure you don't like overdo things. So I've like driven ATVs everywhere, but this route is quite a thing. So I'm gonna first test it out, test the waters, because Hal will be driving mine and then I will shift my seats. Sorry, my voice is gone. What are we doing?
Now Hal is an expert and does it so effortlessly. We are actually heading to the Great Chamber, and the only way you could go there is on a 4-wheel drive. So I would suggest you book your day tour with Rome Adventures and they will sort you out.
Who knew someday in Utah I would be like riding an ATV? Life is full of surprises and I love such surprises. This is such a beautiful view. Like, I cannot believe my eyes. Like, what a landscape. Look at this. How was your driver?
Larissa, you're hired. You're hired. We'll give you a bonus to start, yeah?
All right,
So
perfect.
good, amazing. And she took those turns freaking fast.
Yes!
Can't believe it.
It was quite like intense. I mean, no brakes whatsoever. Just keep going. And like very bumpy. You don't know what's ahead of you.
She has She has no fear chip. It's not built into her. She just goes.
Here we are at our first stop, a very little hike to the Great Chamber. What we saw blew our minds, and it will blow yours too. Wait for it.
Guys, we are at the Great Chamber, and as you can see, everything echoes here. So, hello! Hello! And look at how massive it is. I think you definitely can't see how massive it is through the camera, through the video, but it's really huge. From there? No way. Oh yeah? On this? Hey, why is this sinking, yeah? Akash, don't pressurize me.
Faster, big steps, faster.
These slot canyons that are completely off the beaten path. Like the only way, there's sometimes the only way you know about them is by going with the local. But what's really great is we have tour guides like Roam Outfitters that can get you through this really intrepid terrain and get you off the beaten path where typically a normal car would not be able to get through this road. So so going with a guide is easily the best way to find these.
Go hell. I've got to pee, and what's better than peeing in one of the slot canyons? Yes! Oh my god, just imagine. I'm sure all of you, most of you, love being in nature. I know it. Just imagine, look at this view. Being with a view like this. Okay, I'm not gonna put that on camera though.
Slot canyons are formed millions of years ago, and it begins with a simple crack in the rock. But after a few million years, the crack opens up and forms into these beautiful canyons. Look at that. What you see around is usually sandstone or limestone, and it's formed because of water gushing through them.
Welcome to the Slot Canyons. So this is called the Peekaboo Slot Canyons, and as you can see, there's a lot of peekaboo happening, and that's why I guess that's where the name comes from. A lot of peekaboo. Look at this. This is so beautiful. Wow. I only saw this in pictures and wallpapers. I literally have seen this in pictures and wallpapers, and now it's right in front of my eyes. Oh my god.
After visiting 2 iconic spots and driving the ATV in the sand dunes, we head to do our last spot for the day. Just a small hike and then a beautiful cave called Moki.
Oh,
Very blessed.
कितना emotional moment है ये.
You think about it, dude. People work their asses off all their life just to go on a vacation.
Yeah, look at this. Everyone thinks that our lives are so glamorous, so much fun, just adventure, and travel all the time. It's a vacation always, but very honestly, it's taken us so much of hard work, so much of dedication, so much of motivation every single day to be where we are. It's not easy, but it's definitely totally worth it. Right?
I will also got a current, I think.
Yeah. It's the best feeling to do something you love, and I think money comes later always, but the satisfaction that you get out of what you do is what matters.
Welcome to day 3. On this day, the weather got really bad and all our activities were cancelled, so we decided to take it slow.
We are at one of Utah's man-made caves. This one is called Belly of the Dragon, correct?
Correct.
So it's literally like a belly of a dragon. Wow. So many interesting structures that I'm seeing in Utah. Things like I've never seen before. I'm already out. This is the end part. It's like 100-meter long cave. It's pretty nice. I mean, it's just something you can add on to your itinerary when you come here to Utah. So in Kanab, you have a lot of like different things to do. Everything is equidistant to every location, so that makes it easier. So I feel when you come to Utah, if you pick Kanab to stay in, you can cover a lot of places. Example, the Zion National Park, the Bryce National Park, and the Grand Canyon also. I personally like this town much more than where we stayed before. There's also a lot of cool food places, and the food has been great. Utah in winters, a good idea? Definitely yes. If I can survive, you can survive too. Okay, so I've always wanted to taste Mexican food in the United States, and here we are at a Mexican restaurant. The food looks delicious. This is a tostado, so it's basically meat over tortilla. This is quesadillas. What Akash is having is camarones. So it's basically meat, rice, beans, seafood, tortillas, and you put all the rice, beans, and the seafood in the tortilla, and that's how you have it. Zach is having, what are you having?
A filled chile relleno.
Chile relleno.
Relleno.
Okay.
That's a quesadilla.
That's a quesadilla.
That's a taco.
And that's a taco. The food is so good, and I just had some hot sauce. It is hot.
This is Kanab, and this day was all about walking through the town and visiting local shops. Welcome to the last bit of my video. This one is super special.
To a badi fantasy. What a good morning. What a chilly morning. This is day 4 in Utah, and we are headed to Bryce Canyon today. Bryce Canyon is supposed to be one of those spots that you cannot miss while you're in Utah. And we leave from Kanab. We leave from this town today and we head towards Bryce Canyon. And it's going to be really cold. It's going to be like full of snow. And I'm so excited. It's one of like my first times in like proper snow. I have done snow in Manali like long ago, but I don't really remember it, and I wasn't really very gaga about the whole snow experience back then, and right now I am, so I'm so excited. I'm layered in like 4 things. I have my jacket inside, I'm all prepped up, and we're gonna have some breakfast before that. Let's go.
येड़ी
Yeti.
देखो पर तुम्हारे ना पैर येड़ी
That Akash has learned a new word. It's Yeti. Super. So we are headed towards Bryce Canyon, but right behind us over here is the Red Canyon. It's like 15 minutes before Bryce Canyon, so we just stopped by the road, and there's snow everywhere. I don't remember the last time I was in snow. Actually, let's count this as my first time in snow, because the last time I went in like proper snow, I wasn't like a travel person at all, so I didn't care about it. But now this feels so good.
And one thing that I do nowadays to every new place when I travel is skating. It feels amazing. So cool. My first time skating in a landscape like this.
Okay, so we are heading to Bryce Canyon, and there's going to be a lot of snow there. So you can't just like walk in the snow, like with your normal shoes, you need snowshoes, or you need clamps, right? Clamps. So these are clamps, and you wear them like when you're in snow, and they just make walking so much easier.
And here we are at the majestic Bryce Canyon.
Right now we are at Bryce Canyon. These are the hoodoos. They are called the hoodoos. So these structures that you see like this, they're called the hoodoos. For a person who has come to a location with so much snow, like proper snow, this is paradise. I think I'm spoiled for choice with the quality of snow also. This is powder snow, right? This is really good snow. Look at this. So right now I'm at the sunrise point, and these right here are called hoodoos, like I mentioned before. And from the sunrise point, they look incredibly beautiful. I mean, look at that. And I've been told that in summers, Bryce National Park is even more beautiful. But in my opinion, I think all locations, they look incredibly different in all weather. I mean, in all sorts of weather. So while it's snowing, it's different. While it's summer, it's different. So right now we've crossed all the hoodoos and we are in the forest area. And Akash actually taught me to do something really cool, which I already did.
You ready? तुम बैठी रहो बस. 3, 2, 1.
क्या कर रहा है? What the fuck? You're kicking me.
I'm not kicking you. I'm kicking the fucking बर्फ.
Ooh la la, ooh la la.
चल रहा हूँ.
Vodka?
चाहिए वोडका लाओ, बर्फ तो है अपने पास. दे.
अरे.
Now, how do I explain how I felt on this day? The snow, the hoodoos, the excitement my heart felt. I felt like my inner child was at its highest peak on this day in the whole of 2022. It maxed out on this day and everything felt perfect. The people, this planet, all my problems just vanished. Maybe that's what nature does to you. Now, coming back to the US has been so good. To see a different side of it through Utah was a cherry on the cake. I had the best time with Akash. He's so talented and a great travel buddy, and I'm glad I get to call him my friend. We definitely bonded much more on this trip, and this was the best way to end the last month of the year, traveling for so many days. With this new year, I wish you all could travel at least once this year and experience life the way I do. Thank you so much for watching.